So the Nifty has ended below the mark of 9200, and along with that it has wiped out all the gains that we've seen through the course of the week. Hello and welcome. Nikki and I here to wrap the market action for you. Well, it has been a relatively weaker day, unlike what we've seen in the previous few sessions, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a weak day of trade. The news of US launching missile strikes against Syria has led to a surge sentiment across the equity market and has triggered a flight to safety for almost most of the equity market. Indian equity market comparatively was resilient, but playing around that 9,250 mark. But in the last hour of the trade that we saw Nifty giving up that level and shutting below the 9,200 mark, for that matter, around 9,198, with losses of around 63.65 points. So that said, that was the day broad action. How was the space? How was the activity in F&O space? Did we see more support coming in for 9,100 level now?
Sure. So, now matters become tricky because for the first time we have seen the Nifty retreat to quite a certain extent. So we are looking at fresh long positions building in the Nifty futures as well as the Nifty futures. Taking a look at what's happening in the options market, as one might expect, we're looking at more writing in the upper level calls. So as you can see here, we have seen substantial accumulation in the 9,200 and the 9,300 calls. Coming down to the range that we can look forward to over the next couple of weeks, it will be the 9,000 and the 9,500 calls that will determine as to whether or not we can see the Nifty move beyond that level. But for now, it's a 500-point range. Not much has changed with respect to the range itself, but we're certainly seeing more shorts building up into the system. But BBCL and IOC, one of the top gainers in today's day of trade as far as benchmarks go.
So yeah, banking and pharmaceutical stocks were the top losers on the Nifty index today. On the positive side, we had BPCL and Indian Oil Corporation, which ended the day with quite a good gain of around 3 to 4%. This is after the development of, amidst the report that the straight-run companies are planning review fuel rates on daily basis to align them with international rates. Reacting to that development, we saw BPCL and Indian Oil Corporation gaining around 3 to 4%. Next we have on the list is Bharti Infratel and Bajaj Auto, which ended the day well in green with gains of around 1 to 2%. On the flip side, we saw pharmaceuticals and banking stocks, for that matter, ending the day with huge losses. We had Aurobindo Pharma, we had Lupin, Sun Pharmaceutical, for that matter, all ending the day in red. And also Bank of Baroda, Kotak Mahindra Bank were some of the top losers that we are looking at. So that was the day action in terms of the top gainers and losers. How was the action panning out in mid-cap stocks, which were the buzzing stock that we saw in the mid-cap and small cap space? For that
sure. So as one might expect, the market breadth has turned negative. We're looking at just about one gainer as against two losers. Let's take a look at some of the losers then. We have weakness in JP Associates, which is declined by 7.5%. Reliance Industrial Infra is also declining by 5%, followed by Unitech, Religare Enterprises, Jet Airways and Prestige Estates also losing well over 4%. With respect to gainers, we have BGR Energy Systems, which is up as much as 11.5%. Container Corp, Adani Transmission, ABB and Edelweiss Financial, which continues to move from strength to strength, has also gained well over 5.5%. With Ahluwalia Contracts and NIT Technologies also making the gainers list in today's day of trade. As you can see and as you've observed, with respect to the kind of gains that we've seen, it's very much in the mid caps as against the large caps for now. But Rupee, looking at the third straight day of gains.
Yeah, it's the second consecutive session of trend that we're looking in for the currency. It's also around that August 2015 levels that we're looking on for rupee. It's now currently trading around that 64.25 per dollar mark level. Just let me pull that chart up for you so that it's a little more convenient for you to figure out where is the level that we're looking at. It's the 64.26 level that we're looking at for rupee now. It's the August 2015 level. Also the bond yields, they were up for second consecutive session today after the RBI hiked reverse repo rate by 25 basis points. So that's that in terms of Indian rupee and the currency as well as the bond, for that matter.
Of course, we are going to be keeping an eye on the earnings season, which we are going into next week, starting off with Infosys, the big one coming Thursday. But at least for now, that is all that we have in terms of what we've had with respect to market action. Stay tuned in a Bloomberg Quint, and we will see you next week.